The Farm Bureau guest line. Check out favorites.com and go with the home team, Mississippi Farm Bureau. Ole Miss loses 3 at home this weekend to Kentucky, and Coach, just a tough weekend all the way around for your ball club.
No, you're right. It really was, and weekend that we thought on Friday we got a great effort from Riley Maddox. Thought he was terrific, and we just don't catch it real well, and we give them a few unearned runs, and then we don't swing it, and that's kind of when you match up, your aces on Friday night. You sometimes expect that low scoring game, but we weren't able to really mount anything offensively, and then Saturday was just a different game. I think everyone in the ballpark expected a different Liam than we got, but it just an off day, and a day he couldn't get the ball into the strike zone, and then once he did, he was about to get out of an inning, and then a big homer, and then we just score some runs. But just give up way too many runs. Really, then the weekend just got away from us. It just I guess proverbial just snowed on us, and we just seemed like we couldn't do much right.
You talk about Liam Doyle. Obviously struggled just right out of the gate, but he got a double play and got a couple of double plays actually early in that ball game, and you wonder if that can be like the thing that kind of snaps it for him. Was there anything that you saw in particular that made Saturday different for him than the last couple of Saturdays have been?
Well, I think from the get-go he struggled to get the ball into the strike zone, and he walks the first guy, and I think he got the double play ball and got off the field with no runs. But I think I think you could sense that the command wasn't there. He wasn't really comfortable. And then as you watched him, and as we watched video, what we've heard so much, and for your listeners and fans, that the game just sped up on him. You could tell his routine wasn't the same. The adrenaline was really pumping, and he's one of those guys that's it's a great competitor, and he wants to just go at you, and there's to step back and take a deep breath and get some perspective and be under control, and he wasn't, and let it kind of get out of hand for him, and just ball after ball, walk, and it's just a tough day.
You had a long meeting after your team, with your team, after both Saturday and Sunday's games. What's kind of your message to them right now? I mean, it doesn't get any easier, obviously, in the SEC, but clearly you've got to play better.
Well, no doubt, and we got to figure out how to handle the adversity that the SEC deals you, and it is. When we talked about it at the beginning of the year when we struggled coming out of Hawaii, we lost a midweek game against Arkansas State, and then a high point, and then all of a sudden woke up and played on a Saturday against High Point, and you wouldn't have thought at that point, but that was really a turning point. We went 16 games where we were 14-2, and that 14-2 or wins against 2 against Iowa, 2 wins against South Carolina, a win at a neutral site against Southern Miss. So we have played well, and we've played against good competition, but we hit another stretch here where we haven't played well. Team, trying to figure out the SEC, and a lot of new faces have to handle the adversity a little bit better. So we've talked a lot about that we got to continue to believe in one another, and just when you punch, you got to be able to handle it. And we haven't handled it well the last couple of weeks.
And I said a second ago, it doesn't certainly get any easier. You've got midweek game at Memphis. I guess before we do that, weather doesn't look great tomorrow. Any changes that people need to know about that game, or does it look like it's going to be okay for tomorrow night?
No, it looks like it's going to be okay. It looks like the weather will be out by noon, out of the Memphis area, and we should be fine. Turf field, and we should be good to go tomorrow. And then we're going to stay on the road from there and then move up to Fayetteville after that.
And that's an Arkansas team that's off to an incredible start, and good, fine offensively, but pretty elite on the mound.
They are. They've gotten off to a great start, and have one of the best pitchers in the country in Hagen Smith. Hagen, I got a short, opportunity to kind of coach him on the USA national team. He didn't come with us, overseas just because of some tenderness and a long season after his freshman year. But, great competitor, a guy that's already had a really, spectacular career there and have an even better junior year. And so we'll certainly be a challenge for us on Thursday night. But their entire staff, as you mentioned, has thrown it really, really well. And so we got to figure out to, bunch some hits together, get some base runners and kind of put that, as we say, put that chain together. The other part of that is we have to pitch. We pitch and play better defense and keep ourselves in games. And so it's not just about their elite staff. It's about being able to hold that offense down as well.
You mentioned the defense. I was talking with David Kellum about this yesterday, and he keeps every number that's ever happened, and he's got this notebook that he opens up. He's like, 12 of the errors that Ole Miss have happened in 2 games this year, and you got a bunch of games where there have been no errors, and a bunch of games where it's maybe just been one error. Do you see that this team can be better defensively than they were over the course of the last few games?
Yeah, and I think you got to be careful not to sugarcoat it as well. But no, you're exactly right. I mean, we're quite over that. We had a game on Sunday at Hawaii where we made 6 errors in literally about an inning and a third, and something similar this weekend. But even beyond that, even this weekend, the 1 6-error game, we didn't. None of those errors were on ground balls where we didn't field them or bad throws on a thrown ground ball. They were on pickoff attempts and steal attempts where we've thrown the out in the outfield and different things. And so again, because at the end of the day, errors are errors. But I mean, one of them was slip up, and then 2 pitches later, try to pick off attempt and threw by the first baseman. They're errors, but defensively, nonetheless, we have to look at some of those mistakes for sure.
Last thing for you, Coach, pitching plan for this week, and I asked that knowing that it's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday this weekend as opposed to Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Sure. So, tomorrow we'll start Wes Mendesman, left-hander against Memphis, but plan to pitch a lot of people. I started a few weeks ago, and it's to run him back out now that Riley's off the midweek, and so give him an opportunity to start there. Several guys tomorrow in Memphis on Tuesday. The same or Thursday, as you mentioned, is a Thursday, Friday, Saturday series. So Thursday night, Riley Maddox. We'll go Leo on Friday, and right now we'll just TBA on Saturday. We'll see how the rest of the week goes on the short rest and where we are with the bullpen guys and so on.
Coach, appreciate your time this afternoon. Always good to visit with you.
Thanks, Richard.
That's Mike Bianco visiting with us on the Farm Bureau guest line. Obviously, a little bit of a connection issue there. May have been traveling. I think what I got out of that was Riley Maddox on Thursday night in Game 1.
Yes.
And then Liam Doyle on Friday in Game 2 and TBA for Game 3 on Saturday.
And then Mendez tomorrow, but mostly
going to pitch a bunch of guys.